Can I get better light? That's the thing. Can I get better? Maybe not. Got my Helvering's Army shirt on. Hey y'all, I am in my church office today. So hello from the basement here from my office. I've got my better big keyboard behind me. My golf clubs are over here, and I just wanted to whoop. I don't have my tripod either. So this is a little homemade, as they say. Megan is saying hi to folks, and I am saying hi to folks. Hey, y'all. Megan and I got to go to John Anderson's concert last night in New Jersey, and we had a wonderful time. It was quite fun. So John is touring with the, oh gosh, now I don't even know who, the Paul something Rock Academy. And there were 25 teenagers and 20 somethings on stage with John, who is in his upper 70s. And they did two full sets. They played for a long time, y'all. So here's what we got. The doors opened at 6:30. We got there about 6:45. Got our seats ready to go. The kids went on at 7, and they played for about 45 minutes and did covers of their own. They came in, they came out. They had several vocalists. They had people that would sing vocals on one song and go and pick up the bass for the next song, and then go and play keyboards for the next song, and then go play drums for the song after that. Every single song had a rotating roster of kids, and they could play, y'all. It was unbelievable. I was a little bit skeptical when I first started. I'm like, these kids are going to play Close to the Edge with John, and they did a pretty damn good job, y'all. So I'm taking a look at my notes here, or at some notes from last night, just to remember what all they did. The first main set, where John came out and played with the kids, they did a ton of songs, but they did like shortened versions of them. It was almost like a bit like 45 minutes to an hour of medleys. They did Owner of a Lonely Heart. That was pretty cool. They did I've Seen All Good People. They did a cover of Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. And Megan is saying they did some Chick Corea music, and they did it well, my friends. It was pretty amazing. Standouts to me in the first set included America by Simon and Garfunkel, but it wasn't the Yes cover version of it. They did it in the style of Simon and Garfunkel, and that was kind of cool to see John sing that. And it was really fun to be in Jersey when they got to the counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike line. The crowd went pretty nuts there. They did Heart of the Sunrise. Juan, I decided not to bring my Elias of Sunhillow LP. I just didn't want to have it with me in case it got damaged. And I did not, if any of y'all are asking, I did not get a chance to meet John or say hello to him. But man, he was just kind of enjoying himself all night long, and he's in good voice. Still, it's amazing, my friends, after all these years. So this concert tour is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the release of Close to the Edge. And earlier this week, I listened to Siberian Khatru to finish out that album. And so after they came back for the second half, they did Close to the Edge all the way through. They did Close to the Edge, and then they did And You and I, and then Siberian Khatru. And then a couple of pieces to finish out the evening. Megan, correct me if I misspeak here, but I believe their encore was Starship Trooper and then Roundabout, and we just partied with Roundabout. Most of the time, the crowd was very into it, but respectful and seated, and very much listening in. But when we got to the encore, after Close to the Edge, we just kind of stood up and went nuts. It was the old people party kind of night, and it was so cool to see somebody at John's age embracing and giving a an opportunity for real onstage experience for these young kids, and they can play. Y'all, they really, really did a good job. I mean, the keyboard players. I mean, it wasn't quite Rick Wakeman on the keys, but it was pretty good. The guitar players they had were great. The other thing that I noticed, y'all, last night, if my hand is shaking, I'm sorry a little bit. I'm holding this myself. And one of the things that I found interesting was how the concert was being mixed. You could really hear John's voice. They had the drums and the bass kind of turned down, but you could really hear the guitar and you could really hear John. There was no mistaking it. His voice was the most important thing in the mix, at least as far as the person running the mix was concerned. And that was cool, so we got to really hear John do his thing, and he's lost maybe a hair of power in his volume, but the range is still there, y'all, and the vitality is still there, and the color, remarkably, is just as beautiful now in the 2020s as it was back in the 70s. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a bucket list thing for us, y'all. We got a chance to see John live and in concert, singing those songs, before he's not able to anymore. So it was just a really, really fantastic evening. I don't have much else to say. Megan took more clips than I did. I For the second half, we moved. The seats in these older theaters are so tiny, and I'm a big person, y'all. We moved up a little bit, so we had a little bit more room to spread out. It wasn't quite sold out, but it was pretty full last night, and we just kind of rocked out for Close to the Edge, and it was just a wonderful evening to be able to let your guard down and just enjoy some music for a little while, separate from the rest of the world. Truist is asking, not to be a downer, but did he mention Alan White or talk about the loss? He did not. They did a Vangelis tune in the first set last night, but he didn't mention Alan as far as I could tell, and he didn't mention Vangelis specifically as two friends of his that have recently passed. I think that was his wife, came up on stage and danced along with him during the encore, and there they are, just up on stage doing roundabout. And there's 25 kids. Think about this. There's 25 kids on stage, and John's up there, playing roundabout. And during a guitar solo, John's just dancing with his wife. It was, I don't know. It just made you have it made your heart grow a few sizes that night, right? It just makes everything better when you see somebody like that after all these years just cutting a rug and having a good old time. It makes us want to have a good time. And the sound was loud, but it wasn't too loud. It was just a wonderful, wonderful concert experience, and I had a joyous time. No tears, Juan, today. Just happiness. I agree with you, Ernesto. John is a magical person. He was like a Pied Piper up there. The funny thing was trying to watch him try to remember all the kids' names. And boy, those kids were getting it too. They had a lot of stage presence. And I got to tell you, the kid who was playing bass during Close to the Edge, Chris Squire would be proud, because I don't know if he was playing a Rickenbacker, but it sounded great, and the kid knew the part and was really, really playing well. So that is my short concert. I don't know what you want to call it. Recap, report, all that sort of stuff. We're excited because Doug says any herbal stimulation last night, only when I got home, but I did smell some. during while we were at the venue. While at the venue, I don't like to take that stuff like around a whole lot if I can avoid it. But the few gin and tonics that we had definitely added to the revelry of the evening. And like I said, it was, if you have a chance to see it, it was a wonderful, wonderful show, and it's just so endearing to see. I was going into it thinking, man, it's the 50th anniversary of Close to the Edge. Couldn't John get back with all of the surviving members of Yes and just do the 50th anniversary like that? But I had that thought going into it, but it was so endearing to see him interacting with and performing with the younger musicians that once Close to the Edge got going and once the concert really got going, I really didn't have that thought anymore, and just was really thankful to be there and to be able to experience it with all of the people that were assembled there. Wiley, I don't know. That's as asking what the rift between the Yes members are. I don't know that stuff. All I know is that John's performing, and he's not with those guys. But and the merch was all John Anderson solo stuff and stuff for this tour specifically. There were no Yes things at the merch counter. The only Yes memorabilia that I saw were people wearing their Yes shirts last night, and there were a ton of those. And I have to say thank you to the several people that that came to me and to Megan and introduced themselves and said hi. A couple people like, you say y'all all the time. What are you doing in New Jersey? I'm like, I live here. I live here. Just don't tell anybody. Right? So we got to meet several folks last night who are fans of the channel. We got to meet a couple who are Council of Doug's members. So thank you to all of those people that said hello. And we're just excited. We have another concert coming up that we're going to go get to see in a couple days. Actually, tomorrow. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. And tomorrow night we're getting to see Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater do a solo show of his own in New York. And so we're very much looking forward to that. And just working away. And oh, by the way, later today, my friends, in about an hour and 15 minutes from now, side 2 of Dark Side of the Moon is being released here on the channel. So I'm proud of that one, and I look forward to being at the premiere of that one. So I'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes for the premiere of that one. We're listening to side 2 of Dark Side of the Moon. This is a reaction that I recorded for my Patreon community back at the beginning of April. And we released side 1 last month, and we're releasing side 2 this afternoon. And I'm excited to share it with you all. Are there any other questions, comments from last night? Reith Meyer is saying, I saw Jordan on his opening night in Minneapolis, and he thought it was great. We're looking forward to it tomorrow night. And yeah, what a wonderful thing to be able to go and attend concerts. Again, it's a little nerve-wracking at times still with the masks and being around just a ton of people, especially going to the bathroom with all of those people just right there. You know, I'm like, maybe I can hold it until I get home. Steve, I'll give a recap of Jordan's show on my Sunday live stream. So we'll come back with our normal live stream on Sunday at 1:00 p.m. So be looking for that. Janine, how many people were there? It's a relatively small theater, the Wellmont Theater in Montclair, New Jersey. If I had to guess, I would probably say there were 800 to 900 people there, and it was probably 80 to 85% full. So it seems like it was a great set all around, and they're just getting started. In fact, there was a little bit of a false start at the beginning when they were doing Owner of a Lonely Heart. They had a couple of false starts because there's so many kids and so many instruments and so many wires that they had their wires crossed with who was playing what at that time. And so once they got going, though, it was such a fun and memorable and enjoyable evening. So I appreciate all of you for tuning in and for hanging out with me today. I mean, what more can you say? It's John Anderson. At one point, he said he was marking the 50th anniversary and saying, just how thankful he is to not only still be able to perform it, just to be alive 50 years on, and have people still, valuing the music to the point where he can tour and still get to sing it. So he was on top of his game. And Robert is asking the average age of the audience. Older than me. It was an aging crowd. There were a lot of graybeards there last night, so I was incognito a little bit. But there were some young people there as well, enjoying the stuff. And it was just so cool to watch the young kids just genuinely rocking out to some Yes music while they were playing it on stage. It was really, really fun. Great stuff. I think that is all for now, my friends. I have got a little bit more work to do, but come back at 4 for Pink Floyd and Dark Side of the Moon Side 2 as we get that one released to you all. And then I'll be back on Sunday with another live stream letting y'all know what we've picked for next week. We still don't know. We got to figure that out. And I'll give a concert recap of how our evening with Jordan Rudess went tomorrow night. So thanks to all of you for your support and for being here, and we'll see you down the line. Thanks, y'all. Peace.